Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It's your girl Kitty. Today guys, I am having spaghetti Alfredo with chicken, and there's garlic and mushrooms and onion and all sorts of goodness. There's Parmesan cheese on the top. I got these garlic knots and just some water to drink. I feel like this is really bright. I don't think I turned it down. There we go. That's better. My face is really red too. So I just got done cooking. This is why my cheeks are all rosy. So we are going to get into this pasta. I have been craving this for a while, and I have so much spaghetti in my pantry. It's steaming. Like I said, we just finished cooking this. I know it's been a while, guys. I have some napkins down here. Good old McDonald's. But yeah, it's been a while. I think it's been like a month since I've posted a mukbang video. I will explain. That looks so good, doesn't it? So this must be I can't think of the date right now. I know it was like was it 2 weeks ago? I think we're going on week 3. No. I will figure out the dates and I'll put it right here. So it was Sunday morning, and I was in so much pain. And I just assumed it was my hernia giving me issues. But I was like, okay, I haven't felt this feeling before. Something's not right. Like I just, intuition, like your body. So when it's like acting weird, you're like, let's go get that checked out. Yum. So that's what I did. I debated, like honestly, laid in my bed, literally curled up in the fetal position, and debated, should I call an ambulance? What do I do? I'm here alone. Well, John was home, but Jamie was working. My parents live on the other side of the river, and I was just like, I was so close to calling an ambulance, but I didn't. I called my dad. I called my mom and dad to explain what was going on, and they were like, you need to go be seen right now. This is grilled chicken on the barbecue. Grilled chicken breast. Oh my God. Um, so my dad came and got me and took me to the emergency room, and I went in. They asked me all these like COVID questions, and like, have you been around anybody? Have you been like, just the run through of questions that they ask us. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So then they tell me to be seated in the waiting room. So I'm like sitting in the waiting room, and like one side of the waiting room is for people waiting to register in the ER, and then the other side is for once you're registered, you go back out and wait again for them to call your name. Now, my luck, the ER is pretty busy. I got there at like 9:45 a.m. Mushrooms. My dad is the sweetest. He's like, do you want me to come in with you? I'll come in with you. And I'm like, no, Dad, I don't think you can. Like, I think I have to, go in by myself. Um, and he's like, okay, okay. Well, he went and parked the car anyway and tried to come in and wait with me. But where our hospital is still in the red, um, they aren't allowing anyone in unless there's got to be a really good reason. Like, if you're really ill and it's getting close, I mean, obviously they're going to let your family come in. Um, but for the most part, it's unless you just the patient, unless you're a kid. Like if you're a little kid underage, then you need to be accompanied by an adult. But so I'm waiting and waiting, and oh, don't fall, chicken. Get back here. I should have broke these noodles in half. I didn't. I put them in whole. Just a sec. Mm-hmm. Not very graceful. So, from the waiting room, the first section of the waiting room, to the second section of waiting room, to actually seeing a doctor, I waited 10 hours. Mm-hmm. I waited 10 hours to finally see a doctor. And then, and I get it, they go by priority, right? And even though my pain was really high, I can tolerate it. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and I think women do in general. No offense, fellas, but we do. um, so, the first doctor I seen, he came in, examined me, said, we're gonna send you for some tests. He said, I'd like to draw blood, urine sample, and we're gonna do a CAT scan. So they, the nurse, one nurse came in. I had several nurses because I was there for so long. But one nurse came in and drew blood, and then another nurse came and brought me a bottle to go get a urine sample. And got all that over with. They came and cleared me. They're like, hey, you're not pregnant. And I'm like, yay! That's a relief. Then they came and got me and took me for the CT. And then it was a waiting game for the results of it. I think it was around, I want to say like 11:20. They came and gave me the results. And it was like a whole other doctor, which kind of threw me off. I'm like, what? Hi. Anyways, and he was like, he like introduced himself, and he's like, so you're not doing too well, are you? And I'm like, no, not really. I'm like, please tell me you can help me. Like, there's something you can do. And he says, well, I can't do anything with the hernia repair. He was like, but your appendix is in the hernia. And I'm like, what? How does that even happen? And he said it was like quite inflamed. It hadn't ruptured, but he was like, we're going to do an appendectomy. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I know it sounds scary. He was like, it's very, very easy, simple procedure. Takes like 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm like thinking, yeah, if everything goes well. And I was just about to tell him, like, with surgeries, I need to be put on very strong antibiotics. Pre-surgery and post-surgery. So, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I read that in your charts. You've had some struggles with infections and stuff from previous surgeries. And I'm like, yep, I have not had a good time. This is a big bite. So anyways, and I'm like, so I said, what, do I come back like tomorrow? Like later this week? And then I'm like, when's the surgery? And he's like, tonight. And I'm like, what? All right. Like I said, I can tolerate like physical pain, but emotional, no, not so much. And I think I was like, for those of you that don't know, I have story times on here with my pregnancy and everything I went through to have my son. And everything I went through after I had him. And I did not have it easy. It was very, very difficult to go through. And that kind of physical pain, what, like, the physical pain was nothing compared to the, like, emotional pain of being stuck in the hospital for almost 2 months and just constantly having infections. And I was very sick, and just just the emotional pain of like wanting to go home and be with my baby. And because I mean, John was in the NICU for a while, but once he was able to go home, they said I could let him, like, it would have been fine. He could have stayed with me, but I'm like, he has no reason other than me. He has no reason to be in the hospital. He's healthy. He needs to go home with my family, and they will, above and beyond, take care of him. I know he's in good hands between Jamie and my parents, like, but I like the ordeals I went through, um, from my emergency C-section to post C-section and infections and all that stuff, and then hernia, and then the hernia repair, and then the second hernia repair, and now the third like, it's just been nonstop since 2007, pretty much. So, but thankfully and luckily, and the good Lord above, I'm still here. But so yeah, they did. They took me up. I think it was like probably around 12:30. It was around midnight, shortly after midnight. And they put me under, did the surgery, and it took me a bit to come around in recovery, because it was like a little after midnight when they took me into the OR. I remember looking at the clock, and I'm just thinking, holy crap, they're going to do surgery this late at night. And I'm looking at the doctor that's going to perform the surgery, and his eyes are so red, and I'm thinking, is he fucking like really tired? He looks exhausted. That scared me. When I seen how sleepy red his eyes were, I was like, he looks tired. But everyone, all the nurse, they're like, he's the best of the best. Let me tell you this doctor's bedside manner and how he explained, like, his execution with discussing with me from start to finish of what an appendectomy is, what he's seen in the scan, like, just top notch. Like, he was really good. And I've had minimal pain after surgery. It's healing nicely. I was on heavy antibiotics pre-surgery and post. So, and I had some pain meds a little bit. Only took them when I needed to. I can sleep better. I'm more comfortable. I feel a lot better. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming whatever was going on with my appendix was really, really messing with me. But oh my gosh. I will save this. I will save this story for my next mukbang. The lady next to me. The old lady next to me in my hospital room. I kind of wish I had more notice of surgery. Because I wasn't even thinking. I was uncomfortable. I was in pain. I was tired. I hadn't eaten all day. I was like weak. I was dehydrated a little bit. Like, I couldn't drink anything and it's a good thing I didn't eat anything. I was actually tempted to message like, someone bring me food. Someone bring me food. I never had breakfast, never had lunch, never had a coffee that day. Like, yeah. I mean, the hunger didn't really hit me till later in the day, like later in the evening, just because I was like in pain and uncomfortable, so I didn't really think about food. But I they I stayed one night and they just discharged me the next day. But I will definitely tell you guys the story of the lady I shared a room with, but I wish I had have requested a private room because I have coverage. I can get a private room at the hospital and it's covered through my insurance. Whew, I'm full. Anywho, but yeah, I can't wait to tell you the story about the lady next to me. Quite the interesting night. Oh my goodness. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang story time chit chat with Kitty. I am going to continue to film videos for this channel. It's been pretty separated. Each video's been pretty separated, like at least 2 weeks apart. That might stay the same. I'm not sure. But on a good note, on a happy note, I feel a lot better after this surgery, and I still have some medical health issues with my hernia and stuff, but other than that, my blood work was perfect. Just everything is great. I'm almost 8 months smoke free. I got a gym membership. So Jamie and I are going to go to the gym. He's going to be my gym buddy. And when John is old enough to get a membership at the gym, he will get one also. And we're going to work out as a family. So I am on a little bit of a health journey, I guess. I've been like really practicing. Shout out to Vanessa, Random Ness, and Nosh with Ness. Intuitive eating. Listening to me, listening to my body, and being logical about like portions and stuff like that. And I know this is not a healthy meal, but I don't eat Alfredo pasta every day. So, and anyways, I'm gonna eat what I want because YOLO. And yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you all so much. All 10 of you. No, I love you guys so much. And yeah, keep blazing, stay amazing, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces.